And so once again, the day is saved thanks to the Powerpuff Girls. The second issue is hitting stores this Wednesday, August 21st. It's the newest series from Kelly Thompson, and this week's art is done by Karen Darbo. And the covers, let's just get straight to the covers. I mean, Leonardo Romero, Paulina Ganuso. We have Karen Darbo. This is her cover. It's the connecting covers. They look spectacular. I mean, the first two so far, and then the third one, it's going to look perfect. And then we have Nicoletta Baldari. We have the incentive from Ken Hazer. It's a great start, guys. And then this, and then, I lost it.
51 movies across 3 channels. The bloodiest, most transgressive HorrorFest lineup yet. Bloodiest, most transgressive HorrorFest lineup of all time, and it all kicks off on August 19th.
You're about to watch Rockin Robbie live! Bunker down and see you on the other side!
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. In particular, welcome to Rockin Robbie Live. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Bills. Station Pop Pop Boom. It's been a while since we've done a live stream here, a proper Rockin Robbie Live, so I appreciate everybody's patience and coming in to join us tonight. I hope everybody's had a great week, and I hope you're ready for the week coming up, because we are here on the cusp, on the eve of HorrorFest 2024. That's right, it's the bloodiest, most transgressive HorrorFest lineup of all time, and it all kicks off tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time here on Pop Culture Philosophers with a look at a very successful horror movie franchise that we've never talked about here on the channel. We're going to be kicking it off tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time with the Paranormal Activity franchise. I had only ever seen the very first movie. I had never seen the rest, and I've heard bad things about the rest. And now I got my own thoughts, and we're going to be sharing those tomorrow night on PCP Movie Night as we kick off HorrorFest 2024, the most wonderful time of the year. I hope everybody's had a great time since I've been gone. Now, we've still been doing the weekly comic book review and things like that, but we are back in full-fledged mode because this is a busy week for PCP. We got Rockin Robbie Live tonight. We got Paranormal Activity, the franchise, tomorrow night on PCP Movie Night. Then on Thursday night at 6 p.m. Central Time, join me as I welcome the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition here to the channel. We'll be having a conversation that you will not want to miss. And then Friday at 2 p.m. Central Time, we're welcoming back writer Joe Casey to talk about his newest book, Johnny Quest, as well as Blood Squad 7 and many, many other things. It's going to be a great week here at PCP. Of course, even though we are super excited about HorrorFest, we still love other movies. We still love comic books. We still love pop culture in general. So this is the show where we gather and we talk about them every Sunday night, and we are here for the duration pretty much. So very excited to be back. May seem a little shaky, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, you should join us on Facebook and Instagram. Follow Pop Culture Philosophers there and join the PCP Army, the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group if you are on Facebook. You can follow me on X at the Rockin Robbie. You can also support the channel at patreon.com/PCP or with a super chat tonight or with a brand new... It's already trying to run ads. Skip those ads. Or with a brand new way to tip your favorite comic book YouTuber on Sunday nights. Cash App. It's pinned at the top. My Cash App is $Robbie Bills. If you feel so inclined, help us keep the lights on, keep the lights in the studio running, keep the internet paid for, all that kind of stuff. It's all greatly appreciated, but all the support we need is you being here, liking, sharing, subscribing, and participating in the conversation that we're going to be having tonight, because even though this show has a grand plan, in fact, we got the DC sneak peek, we got 2 pre-HorrorFest horror movie reviews to do tonight, and I'm very, very excited. We're going to be talking about Alien Romulus, which I watched this afternoon, and we're going to be talking about a movie that was sent to me by Celluloid Dreams, The Case of the Bloody Iris. We'll be talking about those tonight, as well as the DC sneak peek. But even though we have a plan, grandiose, some may call it, the show is driven, fueled, if you will, by your questions, your thoughts, your comments, and your concerns. I know a lot of stuff's been going on since we've done a Rockin Robbie Live. We took the last 2 weeks off. Lots of things have been happening. This is your opportunity to ask me my thoughts or anything else if you want to keep the show going and the conversation stimulating. Yeah, let's run with that. All right, but once again, don't forget, upcoming this week, we got the launch of HorrorFest with the Paranormal Activity franchise on Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. Then we've got a conversation with the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition. That's going to be Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. And then on Friday at 2 p.m. Central Time, we're welcoming back Joe Casey to the channel to talk about comics, movies, and a whole lot more. We now pause for station identification. Everybody throw out your stations. All right, happy to be back here for Rockin Robbie Live. It's been a long 2 weeks without you, but we are back, y'all, and we're back next week and the week after that and all that kind of stuff. In fact, here's a HorrorFest announcement, I guess. Dylan's Horror Show is moving to a new date and a new time. So, Dylan used to do his shows on Saturday nights. Now he will be doing his shows on Sunday nights at 9:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Until the time change, and they'll be standard. But I think that might be after HorrorFest. I don't know. Anyway, so Dylan's Horror Show will now be a follow-up to Rockin Robbie Live. So we'll do Rockin Robbie Live on Sundays, and we're going to do our best to kind of keep them a little bit tighter for HorrorFest so that Dylan has plenty of opportunity to get ready and have people jump in and check out his shows on Dylan's Horror Show. While you guys are talking about or throwing out what you want to talk about, we'll be going to the chat here in just a second, but let's run through that HorrorFest lineup. It all kicks off tomorrow night with the Paranormal Activity franchise here on PCP Movie Night. Then we've got Verno kicking off his show after my show with Near Mint Condition over at Blood Splatter Chatter. His first movie is Carrie. And then next Sunday, after Rockin' Robbie Live, join Dylan and company for Dylan's Horror Show as they kick off HorrorFest with Alien Romulus. That is week 1. Let's go ahead and go through the rest. We got Curse of the Werewolf, Happy Death Day, and Happy Death Day 2. Trilogy of Terror, Hellraiser, Candyman, Death Machine, The Green Inferno, Red Dragon, Friday the 13th Part 2, Hostel and Hostel Part 2, One Missed Call. This is the original Japanese film, not the American shitty remake. A Dark Song, Innocent Blood, Ghoulies and Ghoulies 2, The Mortuary Collection. It's a pretty fun movie. A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, kicking off our mini Wes Craven Fest. Then we got The Last House on the Left, The Hills Have Eyes, The Bride of Reanimator, Inferno, Scream, It Follows, never seen that one, The Prowler, Videodrome, Anything for Jackson, The Return of the Living Dead, The Others, Dead Alive, and then the final week of HorrorFest is a slam bang situation. We got The Mummy, The Exorcist franchise, X, Maxine, and Pearl. And then it all ends on Halloween night with Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Here's your list. Here's your homework. All right, let's take a look at the chat, see what everybody's doing. We got GT Key Comic in the house. We got the artist formerly known as Jesse Say What? With a station and a pop pop boom. Hell yeah. BJ is in the house. What is up? Tyler is in the house. How you doing? Sledhead with a station to everyone. Evil Face Bad is in the house. We got Thomas in the house. Joe Slag is in the house. How you doing, everybody? CTA Frank is in the house. Nice to see everybody. Easy Reader is in the house. Sledhead says PCP needs a Discord. Many people have said that. I don't do Discord. I don't really understand Discord. Somebody else would have to run that. I would be willing to have a PCP Discord, but somebody else would have to manage it and do all that stuff. Joe says, with the Paranormal Activity, the first movie, my name is in the end credits. Yeah, at the end they have like a bunch of people or something like that, right? Were there people that helped fund the movie, or was it people that like helped get the word out for the movie? But it's like a long list of people, like, and you're in there. That's super cool. My name is in Search of Darkness Part 2 at the end, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Anybody pick up a copy of the latest Gunslinger Spawn, by the way, that has my, I guess, first published artwork in it? I've been signing them for people at my shop. It's been fun. We got Rogue Collecting in the house. How you doing? Magnus Ultra 11 and its original one, worth buying. Tyler, I have no idea what you're talking about. You're talking about Ultra Magnus? Like the Transformer? Or are you talking about like a condom, like the Magnum Trojan condom? I don't know which one you're talking about, but I think both are worth buying. We like Transformers and safe sex here at PCP. We're Transformers positive and we're sex positive, so let's do it. Sledhead suggests that everybody gently caresses that like button. We got Trade Paper Dad in the house. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. Trade Paper Dad says, gonna check out Alien Romulus tomorrow. Have no fear. My Alien Romulus movie review, when we get to that portion of tonight's show, will be spoiler-free because I will be joining Dylan next week after Rockin' Robbie Live to do his launch for HorrorFest 2024 with Alien Romulus in full spoilery detail. We're gonna give you all a little over a week to watch it. Joe says, my shop got some damaged comics. Ultimate Black Panther. Have to wait for the new ones to show up. Ultimate Black Panther has been super solid. I really do like it. Like, when it first came out, I criticized the book, right? And I was like, this book's not too different from what we typically are used to from a Black Panther story, especially with the MCU influence, right? So I kind of gave it a little bit of a poor review, but I do trust Brian Edward Hill. I think he's a super solid writer. We both love Miami Vice, including the movie, not just the show, but including the movie. We're both Michael Mann films. I've always wanted to have a chat with Brian Hill, actually, and that's never happened. We're going to have to make that happen one day. He always just seemed like a super cool dude when I was active on Twitter, because I'm not super active on Twitter /X or whatever anymore, and I don't think a lot of people are, but he was super cool on Twitter. We used to chat a little bit there in comments, nothing super crazy, and for a time there, he had a YouTube channel where he would talk about writing and structure and things like that, and it was really gnarly. And by gnarly, I mean pretty fucking cool. That being said, Black Panther, Ultimate Black Panther, has really strengthened, and I think it has improved, and it gets better and better each issue, and these last 2 issues have been fan-frickin-tastic, in my opinion. Trade Paper Dad says, Robbie, where does Romulus fall in the timeline of Aliens? It takes place 20-something years after the first Alien movie. It takes place before Aliens, but obviously after Prometheus and Alien Covenant. And I guess after the AVP movies. I still have never seen the AVP movies. Some people tell me that's a mistake. Others tell me I should just keep that the way it is. What do y'all think? Let's see here. My chat dropped down. Here we go. Collector P is in the house. What is up? William wants to know, if you are doing Trilogy of Terror, will you review the sequel? Dylan is the one doing Trilogy of Terror. I'm not certain right now if I'm going to be on that show. But it'll be up to him if he does the sequel. But as far as I'm aware, he's just doing the original one for now. But I guarantee you that one day Dylan will get to that sequel. Hey, we got Easy Eric in the house with 9-panel grid. What is up, my man? How you doing? Hey, this Friday evening is the revelation of the finalists for the CBC Awards. So hopefully PCP is listed for a couple, and hopefully Eric is listed for Best New Channel, and maybe even Best Comic Book Review. That's fine, but good luck with that one, brother. I'm just joking. We had Two Gun Pedro in the house. Pew, pew. I want to see Two Gun Pedro as a finalist for the Blue Wrench Award. I really, really hope we can make it happen this year. Mr. Oli, how you doing? I like turtles too. That does remind me, I just recently did some videos with my buddies Jelani and Brooks from Go Figure Reviews. So if you go check out Go Figure Reviews, if someone can please throw a link in the chat to Go Figure Reviews to their channel, everybody can go there, sub up, and we did a rant about the toy industry today. We did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Transformers collaboration transforming turtle van, which is called the Party Wallop or something like that. We did a web store figure review, and I don't think that one's up yet. And we did something else. What was it? We did 4 videos that day. We did a Batman animated Batmobile review. Maybe that's the 4th one. Yeah, those are the ones. That's the ones. Anyway, 3 of those videos are up already. So you go check out Go Figure Reviews, everybody. After the show, of course. Two Gun Pedro says bangers in that HorrorFest lineup for sure. Well, thank you very much. This year, we wanted to have some good bangers in there, but we just also wanted some movies that we aren't typically going to do. And trust me, there are surprises on the way. We like to throw surprises out for HorrorFest, and me and Verno got a good one for you. Dynamite is in the house. Has anyone seen Trap? Is this movie worth seeing in theaters? Dynamite, I didn't see Trap. I wanted to see Trap. I've missed 2 movies that I wanted to see. And then the word of the mouth was that they're really bad. So I wanted to see Trap, and I missed out because I was super busy that weekend and didn't get a chance to go see it. I heard that Trap is really good until you get to the last act. That's what I've heard, but I've not seen it. And then the other one was Borderlands, just because it's directed by my boy Eli Roth. I still want to see it, but man, that movie is tanking commercially and critically. Tanking bad, y'all. Maybe this is what it will take to push Eli Roth just back into solidly being a horror director. I know he doesn't want to be pigeonholed, but I'm just saying, imagine if he did get pigeonholed and we had a whole career of Hostels and Green Infernos and Thanksgivings. Maybe Thanksgivings wouldn't be so safe of a movie had he maintained that route. But I don't know. He's still a very important and influential figure in horror, I do believe. Especially with his podcasts and show appearances and stuff like that. Thomas O'Brien's never saw Scream. Scream is awesome. I love the first Scream movie. They're going to be covering it on Blood Splatter Chatter. You should definitely check out Scream before that show so you can join that conversation. Will my name be added to the John Carpenter's Thing Blu-ray? Are you talking about the documentary? If they're like crowdfunding a documentary or something right now? No. Unfortunately, don't have crowdfunding funds right now. The exclusive Transformers 11. Transformers 11's great. I read Transformers 11 way early, and then it was in a different part of the apartment. So when I grabbed my stack to do my weekly review, it wasn't there. But I did pin a comment at the top saying that I read Transformers number 11 and loved it. Crazy bit in there with Ultra Magnus, though. That Transformers number 11 Ultra Magnus variant is awesome looking, but the price tag is steep. Was that like a 1 in 100 or something like that? My favorite turtle from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is Michelangelo. Easily. I did say condom. Chill out, man. I didn't know we couldn't say condom. Is that a word we're not allowed to say? Condom? All right. Rubber? Is that better? Evil Face Bad says, Robbie, what do you think about the Batman Cape Crusader new show on Amazon Prime? It's getting a lot of mixed reviews. I'm hearing mostly good things from people. I'm hearing mostly good stuff from people, but I have not watched it yet. Why is it trying to run so many damn ads right now? Saved y'all from that one, too. I noticed it. That's weird. That's weird. It's acting weird. I went through intentionally and changed the settings, and apparently that didn't stick. So let's see what we can do next week. All right. But me, myself, I have not seen Batman Cape Crusader at all. I'm only 2 episodes into the new season of Cobra Kai, and only 1 episode into the new season of The Boys, and only 1 episode into the new season of House of the Dragon. I am behind. Maybe if I didn't spend too much of my day watching Paranormal Activity movies, I could have stayed caught up. No, things have been busy and hectic and stuff. It's just, I know people say that. It's an easy excuse to say. But no, it's really, really true. I'm doing some personal growth type stuff. I'm trying to spend time with my loved ones. I'm trying to kill it at work, and I'm trying to do PCP. And it's just been a balance. And part of that, some things have to get, it's trying to run another ad. Are you serious? What the hell is going on, YouTube? Huh. That's puzzling. But anyway, I have not seen it yet. I did see that some people were griping about Penguin being a woman. I mean, I think there's plenty of female Batman villains that you don't need to, like, gender swap a Batman villain, but whatever. Why not just make it his daughter? That's, like, active in the continuity, right? We are Ariaga in the house. What is up, my man? Neighborhood Merc Station. I've seen Deadpool and Wolverine 4 times. I'm going to watch it again. Deadpool and Wolverine's great. I watched it the second time I watched it. It was even better than the first time. So I really, really like Deadpool and the Wolverine. I think I did my review, I think, after watching it only once. And then I watched it again that week with some friends and still loved it. Still loved it. Eddie says, station everyone. Happy Robbie is back. Well, thank you so much. Eric says, I'm not missing anything passing on the AVP movies. Well, I know that one day I'm going to have to do them, though, because that's just how I operate and how this channel operates. But I will tell you this. We did a Police Academy franchise review before we did AVP. I'll tell you that. Eddie says, Romulus was dope as fuck, and Robbie, go watch AVP Crossfaded. You'll have fun. Eric says, I want to see Alien Romulus so bad, though. Joe says, I am waiting for Terrifier 3. Sledhead says, hell yeah, Terrifier. I'm not the biggest Terrifier fan. I'm just not the biggest fan. I don't know. I want to like those movies, but I just don't. But I will go watch Terrifier 3. I just hope it's not 3 hours fucking long. Eddie says, Romulus actually had me scared, and that never happens anymore. Chill Out Man says, I saw Alien Romulus this morning when I looked in the mirror. Thomas says, Art the Clown against Killer Clowns? That would be an interesting movie. They're tonally two different movies, though, right? Like, Terrifier's kind of like up here in the ultra gnarly scale, and you know, Killer Clowns is a little bit more fun and lighthearted at times. What are you going to do, knock my block off? Oh, thank you so much, Eddie. I can't speak for their production quality. Hey, it's Bullseye Bob from Everything Comics Station, dude. How you been? Long time, no hear, no see, no call. What's going on, man? We never chat anymore, bro. Every once in a while, I just go to my IG and I see you tag me into something, but that's pretty much it, bro. Why don't you reach out? Why don't you say something? Then again, why don't I? There you go. Why don't I? Why don't I? Why don't we, Bob? Why don't we converse more often? Chit chat. We can do that. Probably because I'm really terrible at responding to messages. I'll try to get better for you, Bullseye. For you, okay? Once again, thoughts on the Cape Crusader. Man, guys, I guess I'm just a bad pop culture philosopher. Found my daughter's Beetlejuice figure and Pee Wee Herman. Oh, that's super cool. Sledhead says, Watchmen Chapter 1 was awesome. Oh, that's out too? Y'all wouldn't even... Okay. So I do spend time watching my television, but I spend most of my time watching my television on other things than just pop culture nowadays. I need to get on it. Need to get on it. Watchmen Chapter 1's out. I missed it. Haven't caught up with Cobra Kai, House of the Dragon, or The Boys. And Batman Cape Crusader's out, and haven't watched that yet either. No excuses. I have Amazon Prime, so no excuses on that one. Evil Face Bad says, heard Borderlands is straight poopy water. That's what I've heard too. Eddie says, oh, I didn't know the animated Watchmen was out yet. I need to get in on that. Absolutely. Thomas says, Alan Moore needs a shave and a haircut. You know what, Thomas? I get where you're coming from, but Alan Moore ain't got to do nothing. Nobody's got to get a shave or a haircut if they don't want it. Though I do think it makes you feel better. Just got my hair and beard did on Thursday before the 311 show. So I went and saw 311, probably for like the 6th time. And they were great, as they always are. But the opening acts were AWOL Nation, which I wouldn't say I'm a fan of AWOL Nation. Like, I know that one song, Sail. I know that song, right? They were pretty good. In fact, their guitar player and their drummer were fucking fantastic. And it was just a guitar player and a drummer and then the lead singer, but they killed it. That guitar player and that drummer, fucking amazing. Watch footage of AWOL Nation perform live and focus on those two. They rock. But then the opening act was a band called Neon Trees, which I'm not familiar with. And every time I tell people that, they're like, what? You never heard of the Neon Trees? Yo, I loved the Neon Trees. They absolutely rocked. And the lead singer at one point looked right at me. I'm wearing my Prowler shirt, and I think he's a big horror fan. He's trying to do another ad right now. Why are they trying to run ads like every 3 minutes? YouTube is trying to get some money. It's pathetic. It's like me up here being like, Cash App tips available. $ Robbie Bills. It's true, though. It's pinned up at the top. What was I saying? I'm just cracking myself up tonight. That's what we do. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. And at one point, he looked at me, and he points at my shirt and gives me a thumbs up. I'm like, yo, that's dope. So anyway, Neon Trees was great. AWOL Nation was super solid. 311 was 311 as usual, so it was great. And my boy Mike got me a shirt, because I had a little bit of an incident during the... I had a little bit of an incident during the 311 show. So after AWOL Nation, I'll go ahead and tell y'all. So after AWOL Nation was off and they're setting up for 311, I start getting really, really warm, right? And we're up in the pit. We're very, very close. And I start getting very, very warm. Start feeling woozy. Start feeling not quite there. Vision starts getting blurry, fuzzy, and I start getting this whiteout on the sides of my vision. And I look at Mike, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm not feeling good. Next thing I know, I'm on the fucking ground. People are all surrounding me, asking me who the president is, asking me where I am, asking me what day it is, asking me what year it is, all this kind of shit. My ass fucking passed out. My ass passed out. Mike tried to catch me, but was unsuccessful in his attempt, and I bashed my head on the fucking concrete. So they got me up, took me out on a stretcher. Everybody in the fucking arena is like cheering and shit for me. It's so embarrassing. And I get into the thing, and they give me a bunch of water. They check my blood pressure. It's really high. It goes down after like 30 minutes or so. I drink a bunch of water. I get back out there. It's good. One of the guys who's a DJ at our local radio station let us sit in his reserved box for the rest because they didn't want me to go back out into the pit, because they had determined that I was severely dehydrated and overheated, and that caused the incident that happened. So they hydrated me, cooled me down. So thank you to those two dudes. I do not remember their names, but those two paramedics were absolutely fucking rocking. And they tolerated my nonsense because I'm in there just trying to crack up, cutting jokes and shit like that. But it's pretty fucking scary, y'all. It's only like the second time in my life I've ever passed out. And but it checked everything out and everything seems cool. And I got to go back and watch the show. But that's what happened. And that's why I had to cancel the show with Joe Casey. It was because they were worried that I was concussed. And I probably might still be. I don't know. So we're just trying to take it easy here in PCP land right now. But I'm feeling way better. Feeling way better. So I definitely am done going to the pit. By the way, it was like one of the hottest fucking days of the year. It was a scorcher. And all day, it was one of those days, you know, I run a comic shop, right? So it was one of those days where I was on the go all day. And I don't mean just like at the shop. I mean like I had to run and go do this. I had to run and go do that. I had to run and do that. And it was super hot. And just the day before, there's an auto shop next to my comic shop, right? It was a very eventful week. So there's an auto shop right next to my comic shop, and this dude's out there mowing their grass, and he kicks a rock into our parking lot from his lawnmower and smashes my rear window in my car. So at this time, I had no rear window in my car, so it's super hot. I'm driving around all day on all these errands. I'm not hydrating. Like, I mean, I drink like a couple of, like, I think I drank like a Gatorade and a half during that whole day. Then went and tried to stand with a big crowd of people all up in the front, smudged up together. And apparently, yeah, I overheated. At first, they thought I'd been drinking too much. And I was like, I've had 2 fucking drinks, man. I've had 1 drink for each act that's come on so far, man. It's not that. And Michael's like, I've known this guy for like over 20 years. But yeah, that's what happened. Windshield has been fixed. My head still hurts a little bit. But the fuzzies are quite gone. Friday, I really was, it was not that I was confused or nothing, but Friday, like, it was hard for me to put shit together, right? Like, I think even at one point, maybe this is Friday, maybe it's Saturday, I'm trying to, like, talk to Verno about some HorrorFest stuff, and I can't seem to formulate my thoughts well, so I have to, like, draw him a fucking picture. So silly, so silly. R. Ariaga. Anyway, that was my week. How are y'all doing? R. Ariaga says, finally, but anyway, yeah, got a new windshield, got a new rear window. So, because it was their fault and they're an auto shop. So that's the best case scenario. Somebody's going to accidentally bust out your window in your car to have it done by an auto shop that's next to your place of work. You know? The guy was pissed too. He was like, I told that motherfucker. Finally got the chance to read Rook 1 through 4. That book is so good. Story is engaging and the art is amazing. Best book of Ghost Machine universe. I think the best might still be Junkyard Joe, but Rook is fucking awesome. Now it is a Ghost Machine book, like as in from the publisher or the publishing imprint Ghost Machine, but it's not part of the unnamed universe. The unnamed universe being like Redcoat and Geiger and Junkyard Joe and other things to come. It's not a part of that, just like it's trying to run an ad again. All right, just like the maybe I am concussed. Nah, this is how we always are, right? But I'm not drinking. Anyway, so what was I saying? What the fuck was I saying? Oh my God. All right, maybe I shouldn't have done a show tonight, but we're going to do it anyway. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Hyde Street coming up is not attached to the unnamed universe either. But right now, Geiger and Geiger and Redcoat and Junkyard Joe are the books that are out currently, or have been, like Junkyard Joe, that are part of the unnamed universe. Rook is not. However, Rook is amazing. I think Rook is fantastic. It's a great book that is very toyetic. Enzo said, I picked up Psylocke Blood Hunt based on your recommendation. Great read, thanks. Did I recommend that one? That didn't sound like me to recommend a Marvel book, but you know what? I guess I did. Eddie says, I hope my man Ultra Magnus gets his due next issue. That dude has got some trauma to deal with, man. Oh, it was the one per store one. I remember that now. Thanks for jostling my memory there. Prophylactic is a good name for condoms. Wait, is that really a thing, y'all? Are we not supposed to say condoms anymore? No way. We're supposed to... Come on. That's not true. Y'all are messing with me. I'll just start calling them rubbers again like I did when I was a kid. I didn't know what they were. Chill Out Man says, I'm not telling anyone I'm wearing a prophylactic. We're going to stick with condoms. Joe says, I got all Police Academy. I got the Police Academy set, all 7 movies. I got a Police Academy set too, all 7 movies. And I might watch them again in my life. It was a fun review. You should totally, if you haven't already, Joe, you should watch them. And then you should go check out our review on the entire franchise if you haven't seen that yet. Chat drop down on me. Chat drop down on me. Here we go. Is Hawkman ever going to get his own comic again? Thomas, probably, but it's probably going to be a while. But they'll always try to do a new Hawkman comic, but in the modern era, it hasn't really worked very well, right? But I don't know. What's your favorite Hawkman run? I haven't read them all, obviously. I know there's one in the 80s that a lot of people seem to like. The first Hawkman stuff I read was the Hawk World stuff in the 90s. And then it started with James Robinson and David Goyer, I believe, and then Jeff Johns took it over completely. But that Hawkman run I really enjoyed. And then the one that was Robert Venditti and Brian Hitch, I enjoyed that Hawkman run. Eddie says, personal growth is fundamental. Station, Robbie. Well, station. Thank you. Thank you. What's your favorite horror movie of all time? Suspiria. From 1977, the Dario Argento classic. Not the remake. That's, I guess, all right in its own way, but it ain't Dario Argento's Suspiria. So, Suspiria is my favorite horror movie. They could have used Fish Mooney instead of a gender swap penguin. Well, they could have just used Penguin's daughter. Silhouette says, hype for Rom V on the New Gods. You know it. You know I'm hyped for Rom V on the New Gods. Rom V, one of my favorite writers, one of my favorite people in this industry, doing one of my favorite properties, what was created by my favorite person in this industry, Jack Kirby, the New Gods. And he's doing it with Evan Cagle, who's been killing it on the Detective Comics covers, and amazing art has been working out with Rom V on Dawn Runner. So very, very excited to see that. Bob says, glad to hear you're working on your work-life balance, homie. Well, thank you very much, man. It's always a struggle, but we're always trying. Did you guys see the Galactus drone show at the San Diego Comic-Con? It was so cool. It was neat. I thought that was kind of cool. Evil Face Bad's not a fan of Fish Mooney. Was that Jada? Wasn't it? I only watched like the first few episodes of Gotham because I did not like it. William says Deadpool and Wolverine crossed $1.1 billion. Yes, it's now the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. I guess beating out, what was it, The Joker before? El Topo, cool movie. That is a cool movie. That is a cool movie. When me and my girlfriend first started dating, that was the first movie that she showed me. And I was like, that's a weird fucking movie. But I like it. Robbie, any more updates on the UFO movie? Well, we filmed that one. We did that. We got to do like a few missions, right? We got to do a few missions, then we get them together, then we release them. We have done a second investigation. This one was just kind of like a ghost hunt in an alleged haunted place. Some interesting things happened there. There is a teaser out. Let me see if I can find that YouTube channel where they're listed. It should be called Into the Deep. Let's see. If you guys are a part of my Facebook, I was tagged in like another teaser we did from our ghost hunt. So I need to get a hold of that teaser so I can play it here on the channel, like maybe next week for us. But yeah, we did the UFO one, we did a ghost hunt, and then we got more ghost hunts. I think there's a Bigfoot thing that we're doing, and then we got another UFO thing planned. So I don't know when they're going to release, but we're going to keep dropping teases. Oh, I love you too, Bob. Hey, Robbie, are you going to have an Agatha all along? Are you going to watch Agatha all along? By the way, you have 3 months to catch up on Black Hammer before it returns. We'll see, Funk Doctor. And I don't know. I'm not in a hurry to read or to watch Agatha. We'll see. We'll see what I hear. Circumstances is in the house. Says, you look like a 311 fan. What does that fucking mean? What do I look like? High and positive? Is that what that means? I'll take it. I'll take it. I love Amber. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. It's, you know, and honestly, it does annoy me when people are like, who are you gonna go see tonight? I'm like 311. They're like, oh, whoa, Amber is the color of your energy, and I'm like, yeah, that one. Yep, them. That fucking song. And I really do like that song because Amber was my grandmother's name. And I like that song, but it is and then, I mean, bless her heart, my girlfriend, she's like, who are you going to go see? 311? Whoa. And I was like, yep, that one. 311. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, they're still going strong, bro. Over 30 years together. Still going. Still flowing. Dynamite says, I've been following the scandalous politics. I can't remember a crazier time. Been wild. Fuck politics. I don't care about that. I mean, good for you, though. I'm glad you're getting something out of it. I used to be in, like, every election cycle especially. I would be, like, on it. Can't do it. Can't do it anymore. Just made me too angry, to be honest with you. Because I think both sides are fucked. You know what I'm saying? And actually, both sides are actually not fucked. Both sides are doing the fucking. We're the ones getting fucked. Shout out to you, Circumstances. Hope to see you get the finalist nod for the CBC Awards, and I want to see you win something, bruh. Hey, Blake is here. What is up, Blake? Blake Northcott, writer of the upcoming Barbarella comic. We had a conversation with her and the artist of the book, Anya. Anna. We had them on a couple of weeks ago for a really great conversation. They got me really excited for this Barbarella comic, so y'all go check that out. Good, thanks for popping in. Yeah, it was insane, Eddie. It was scary. Thank you, Blake. Evil Face Bad says, thoughts on Disney firing Marvel's X-Men 97 writer for sending out dick pics to coworkers. Is that what happened? Is that officially? I saw that it was back in the news again for some reason, but I didn't check it out. Because who cares, honestly? But like, so that's what it was? Because at the time, everybody was kind of thinking it was because he had an OnlyFans or something. Now, here's the thing. Were they unsolicited dick pics? Unsolicited dick pics are not cool. Unsolicited nude pics of any kind are not cool. If they were solicited or appreciated or asked for, I don't see the problem. That's just me, though. Yeah, it could have been much worse. I know, Eddie. I know. I understand the importance of water now. I have been drinking plenty of water. Now, no tequila super chats tonight, my buddy. We'll just do vape rips for super chats tonight. But no tequila super chats tonight. Yeah, I know circumstances. That's one thing Mike told me. He's like, Robbie, we're not fucking 20 anymore, bro. We're in our fucking 40s. I was like, I know, man. I thought we'd be okay. I appreciate the concern. I really do. I am good. But I wasn't then. So your concern is warranted. Where were y'all before that? Where were y'all before I passed out from dehydration? Why didn't nobody text me that day? Be like, stay hydrated, Robbie. How about Hawk 2 of Volume 1? Man, she shows up on my social timelines. I don't care. I'm not interested. Why do I keep... He's all like, she threw out a first pitch for the Mets, and then the Mets lost. Who cares? You think it's her fault? Here's her with Bill Meyer. Why are y'all showing me this? Your algorithm is broken, clearly. Oh, yeah, Blizzard's part of the Unnamed Universe as well. I forgot about that. I actually need to pick that up. They've recently put that out in graphic novel form or trade paperback, and it was initially part of the Image 30th Anniversary Anthology, right? So, yeah, I didn't read it all the way through, but it's Jeff Johns and Andre Muti, right? So, yeah, definitely need to check that out. Taki, what is up, my man? Eric says, I like how concussed Robbie is still 3,000% more focused than me. I'm trying. Oh, there was a Police Academy TV show. You're right. I wish that would be part of the box set. That'd be dope. Like, there was a Bill and Ted TV show, right? Like the animated show. Did they do a live action show? There was just the animated show, right? I wish that they would have a set that had all 3 movies and the animated series. I have a Back to the Future set like that. But I would love a Bill and Ted one like that. I would love a Beetlejuice set like that, especially after Beetlejuice releases and gets put out on Blu-ray. That'd be dope. See everybody out there excited about Rom V on New Gods. So am I. Very, very excited. Ah, damn it, it just ran another ad. I missed that one. Sorry. Tom Daly says, unfortunately, with rent going up and food prices so high, I had to go all digital. No shame in that, bro. No shame in that game. However you read, however you watch, it's all up to you, my man. There's no wrong way to read comics or to watch movies or television, except for piracy. And we are obligated to say that. Don't pirate. Eddie says, my wife says Amber is her favorite 311 song. There you go. Ryan Reynolds is a billionaire. Is he a billionaire? Is he a billionaire? He didn't make $1 billion for that movie. You know, they got a lot of people to pay out of that. A lot of execs, a lot of bean counters, as Rex would say. Good luck finding Bigfoot, but don't get your hopes up, bro. Bro, I don't think we're going to find Bigfoot. I don't think Bigfoot is a thing, but I'm going to go along with it because part of the premise of this show is Is there a thread? Is there a connection between ghosts, UFOs, cryptids, angels, demons, religious sightings, all these different phenomena, kind of fairies, right? Pixies, leprechauns, even, like all these weird things, kind of a lot of them, if you look at them big picture, you see a lot of of the same patterns emerging, right? And so there's an idea, and like if you've been reading Department of Truth, you'll kind of understand this idea. There's the idea that belief affects reality. So it's an idealist kind of state of thinking, right? So do you believe that matter comes from mind, or do you believe that mind comes from matter? Our typical scientific approach is that mind comes from matter, meaning that matter exists, the universe, all this stuff exists, and through a process of cosmological evolution, we have created the mind. There's another point of view that the mind came first, the all, the one, God, the universe, however you want to call it, that the mind came first, and matter proceeds from the mind. And it's kind of the theory that Department of Truth is playing with, and it's something that we're testing. We had a very positive test the first time with the UFO hunt. We had an interesting situation with the ghost hunt. So the idea is to see, can we conjure up a Bigfoot? I don't know. I am terrified of doing the Bigfoot one, though. Let me tell you why. We're going out in the fucking woods, deep in the fucking woods. I ain't scared of no Bigfoot. I'm scared of bears. I'm scared of giant cats. I'm scared of shit like that, like rabid dogs or some shit. So I was like, I'm only doing this if our homie Nate comes and he's bringing his gun, because he's a soldier. He's trained. He knows how to fire a fucking gun. There's going to be somebody there with a fucking gun. So we may kill a Bigfoot. It'll be like the movie. What was the movie? Strange Wilderness? Was that the movie? It was like from the Adam Sandler company, but it didn't have Adam Sandler in it, but all of his buddies, right? And they go to hunt Bigfoot, and they finally find him. They just fucking mow him down. Spoilers. Hey, what's up, Stu? How you doing? Has anyone asked me for that kind of pick? Yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I have sent solicited naughty pics. I have received solicited naughty pics. It's okay. You already asked me my favorite turtle. I answered it. Michelangelo. Since DC books are now on Wednesday, does this end the DC preview? No. DC sneak peek is going on tonight. Hey, what's up, American Demon? How you doing? It's my boy Austin. I don't know. If we got room for one more, I'll ask him, but I don't know if we'll have room for one more because he wants to keep the crew small, and we already have to add somebody in because I gotta have somebody with a gun. Do I get my books at a discount? Do I keep every book from the weekly reviews? I do not keep every book from the weekly reviews. And I do get a discount. Being the store manager of a comic shop comes with perks. Who should you watch if you like $1 comics? I don't know. Is there are you talking about somebody on YouTube? Is there somebody on YouTube that does dollar diving maybe? I don't know. Trying to run another ad. Does New Gods have a release date yet? On League of Comics, it just says to be determined. I don't think it has an official release date yet, but I think it's sometime this fall. Maybe November, December, maybe? I guess December's technically fall until the 21st or so, right? Trade Paper Dad says, Ryan Reynolds owns a cellular company and a English soccer team. I could see that being worth $1 billion. Yeah, probably. American Demon says, belief creating matter is akin to thought forms. Exactly. Exactly. That's the point. Are these thought forms of a sort? Okay, I guess Ryan Reynolds is a billionaire. I thought somebody was saying he's a billionaire now that Deadpool and Wolverine's made $1 billion. Sorry, still a little slow in the head. William says all visions of creatures, UFO, ghosts, and etc. were all occurred after alcohol or hallucinogens were taken. Not true, William. Not true. And I saw some stuff without taking any alcohol or hallucinogens. So, but you know, to each their own. Evil Face Bad says new episode on Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. Unsolved Mysteries is back? Interesting. Talks about Mothman might be from another dimension. I thought that was kind of cool and interesting, creepy too. Yeah, absolutely. And if you're interested in more of that theory, you should read a book by John Keel called Operation Trojan Horse. I would recommend that. I would also recommend a book called The Eighth Tower by him as well, looking into the work of Jacques Vallée. We're heavily influenced by John Keel, Jacques Vallée, and Robert Anton Wilson. Eric says, to be fair, if you're scared of dogs and bears, you probably should also be scared of Bigfoot. Yeah, I know, but I don't think we're going to find a Bigfoot, man. Yeah, PJ, I did watch Romulus. We got a review coming up soon. You have a... Okay. If he can't make it, you'll be our standby. I have not seen the new Batman show. Heck yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's time for the DC Sneak Peek and the Alien Romulus review here on Rockin' Robbie Live. Where's the button? I should find the buttons before I do this. Hey, we'll be right back after this quick break here on Rockin' Robbie Live.
Hey Thundercats fans, this Wednesday, August 21st, only in comic book stores, Thundercats number 7 releases. By Declan Shalvey and Drew Moss, some amazing covers, such as David Nakayama's cover with Wily Kit and a Wily Cat. Look at them surfing. This one's so much fun. We also have Jay Lee and June Chung with Lion-O with Wily Kit and Wily Cat. We have Declan Shalvey's cover, and you can see Mumra in the background overlooking both Wily Kit and Wily Cat. We have Lucio Purillo's cover. I'm sure you guys noticed the theme with the Wily Kit and Wily Cat covers. And there's a reason. We also have a really beautiful Ivan Tao cover. Now we also have a Ken Hazer cover, homaging the original Thundercats number 1. We have the Drew Moss action figure cover featuring Wily Kit. And as a very special, we have, for the first time ever, the great Filipino artist Manix. Manix's cover. Look at this beautiful, beautiful cover. Manix has a huge following. He's very well loved in the art community. So we are thrilled to be able to offer, for the very first time ever, from Dynamite, Manix. So check this out. This beautiful cover. We've got a ton of great stuff. And again, this is only in stores this Wednesday, August 21st, or dynamite.com.
51 movies across 3 channels. The bloodiest, most transgressive HorrorFest lineup yet. Bloodiest, most transgressive HorrorFest lineup of all time, and it all kicks off on August 19th. Hey everybody, welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Bills. We've had a great show already tonight, me explaining all the stuff that I have not caught up on, so I can't talk about, like Batman Caped Crusader, or House of the Dragon, or Cobra Kai, or all that kind of stuff. So anyway, sorry to disappoint, but we've had a great show just kicking it, talking about comics, movies, pop culture, and a whole lot more. I want to say you should follow Pop Culture Philosophers on Facebook and on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, join the PCP Army. the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. You can also follow me on X at the Rockin Robbie. You can follow us on popculturephilosophers.com to find podcasts from our old school days and even more stuff from our old school days and links to merch. And there will be a HorrorFest t-shirt coming very, very soon. If you want to support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/PCP or with Super Chat, or you can tip me now on Cash App. It's $ Robbie Bills. I guess everybody has the $, so my Cash App is Robbie Bills. If anybody feels so inclined, it is pinned up at the top. Help keeps the lights on here in the PCP studios. We got a great week coming up here, including the launch of HorrorFest tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time. Join us as we discuss the Paranormal Activity franchise on PCP Movie Night. Thursday night at 6 p.m. Central Time, I will be inviting the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition onto the channel for a conversation. And then Friday afternoon at 2 p.m. Central Daylight Time, we'll be having a conversation with Joe Casey. It's going to be a great week here at PCP, and it all kicks off tomorrow night with the launch of HorrorFest. We now pause for station identification. All right, you know what I realized that we didn't do? We didn't do the first 5. All right, and we've been going through my DVD collection. That's right, I got a decent enough Blu-ray collection, but I still got some DVDs that have made it through the years that I've never gotten rid of. Some things I've just never upgraded. Some things have never been available on Blu-ray, and some things I've just never made the switch over, right? So let's kick it off with the Clerks animated series. This is a prize collection. This is the entire 6-episode Clerks animated series that was on ABC briefly in the early 2000s, late 90s, I think. Probably early 2000s, if I had to guess. They only ever aired 2 episodes, but all 6 are here. I love that animated series. That shit cracks me up. One of my favorite TV series of all time, Cosmos. This is the entire original Cosmos run starring Carl Sagan. This was a major influence on me as a child and as an adult, so I have to have that physically. Then, The Creature from the Black Lagoon. I've kept these sets, and those of you who are Universal monster movies like me, or monster movie fans like me, you'll recognize these. But these were amazing sets when they came out that included all of the movies. Now, they've recently done it on Blu-ray, so I already have all of this content on Blu-ray. But I don't think they have the Van Helsing bits in there. The Van Helsing's bits not on here. Anyway, such a cool set. Pulls out, looks kind of like a book a little bit. Look at that. Just dope stuff. This has the 3 Creature from the Black Lagoon movies. And some special features. This is one I've never upgraded. I want to get, there is a Criterion Collection Blu-ray of this with a Mike Mignola cover, but I've never gotten that. But there is Kronos, a Guillermo del Toro movie, an unconventional vampire movie that I think is really dope. And I'm a big sucker for history and science documentaries. So how about The Crusades, Crescent and the Cross from the History Channel? This came out around the time Kingdom of Heaven came out, and I'm a fan of that movie, and I'm also a fan of Crusades history. So this was definitely something I wanted in my collection. And even though it was an hour late, that was your first 5. All right, let's take a look at the chat. See what's going on. See what's going on. Bob's Archer's in the house. Says, so annoying that Crunchyroll took away comments. I guess there must have been a reason. I don't know. Crunchyroll, what is that? It's like one of those anime streaming services or something. Isn't it? Mike says, just joining the chat, had some yard work to finish. Rob, have you gotten any omnibuses lately? I just got the new Hitman Volume 1 by Garth Ennis and McCrae, one of my all-time favorite series. No, I haven't got any new omnibuses. The omnibus format's not quite my favorite. I did get a few. I try to read them, and I don't like it. I just don't like, it's just me. I just don't like the aesthetic nature of it. So I'd much rather have like a smaller trade paperback or a smaller hardcover or something like that. So I haven't really been picking up omnibuses, but I do love Hitman, and it is a shame because I guess there's no other way to get that collected, and it's a shame because it should be available to in a cheaper format as well, I believe. Thomas says Bugs Bunny rules all animation. Okay. Some would say The Mouse. Some would say The Simpsons. Some would say other things. My favorite animated series of all time is probably Batman the Animated Series. But I'm biased. HorrorFest, August 19th. Are you scared yet? Well, we're hoping to get some people scared, creeped out, and sleazed out at some point during HorrorFest, the entirety of the 2.5 months. He-Man's got a book right now. They're doing the... Dark Horse is doing the He-Man book that's based on the new Netflix series or whatever. But Thundercats, He-Man, for me, I think He-Man is a cooler property. But that's just because I had more He-Man shit when I was a kid. But I also had Thundercat shit, so I love Thundercats too. As far as the comics, I don't follow the current He-Man comics because they're all tied in that Netflix show, which I only watched the first season of it. And I didn't really care for it, so I just kind of stepped away from it. But the Thundercats book by Dynamite, I'm really enjoying. So new issue out this week, everybody. And yeah, there was the He-Man versus Thundercats series, which was pretty dope too. Chill Out Man says, I will be there live, but I am not watching the Paranormal Activities. Nope, way too creepy. Really? Honestly, it's a very soft opening for HorrorFest. I mean, to be honest with you. But it's intentional because we're going to take you into some very depraved zones this year. So we're going to start you with something a little bit more safe and palpable to the general audience. Anissa says, I swear if the comic industry focused on trades instead of singles, it would do much better. I'll tell you one thing. Those new compact editions that DC's been doing, where they're doing their trades to smaller format for $10. You get Watchmen for $10. All-Star Superman. Selling. Can't keep them in stock. They sell out of the distributions. That's a hit for DC. And they need to start getting those things out in more than just comic shops. They need to start putting those things out in Walmart and Target and grocery stores and shit like that. Chill Out Man says, I love Kronos. I do too. William says, Robbie, when will you review the Tomb of Dracula animated film? Maybe eventually. I've never seen it. Circumstances says, I know I'd be smarter if I collected trades instead of floppies, but I love the thrill. That weekly thrill is a big thing, right? Mike says, the Hitman trades have been out of print for a bit. I have some of them, but I have the entire series in single issues as well. One of the few series I will buy in multiple formats. Hell yeah. Chill Out Man says, Paranormal Activity is not safe. That movie had me paranoid as fuck. Nine Panel Grid says, I bet they're watching the Argento cut of the Paranormal Activity series. I wish that was a thing. I wish that was a thing. All right, talking about comics, let's get into it. DC's got books out this week, believe it or not. I've read them. We're going to talk about them here on your DC Sneak Peek. All right, first up is going to be the final issue of Green Lantern War Journal, issue number 2, with might be the cover of the week, and I'm a little bit biased, but it's also just a dope cover. This is by my buddy, Mark Spears. Mark Spears has been a homie of mine for over 2 decades. We worked at a comic shop together back in the day. I've been loving his work he's been doing on covers. He's been doing covers for Spawn books and DC books, Power Ranger books, and this is probably one of the best ones I've seen yet. A great John Stewart cover here. by Mark Spears. The issue is great. It's a great climax and conclusion to the whole Philip Kennedy Johnson, the whole run that he's been doing on Green Lantern War Journal. It's sad to see this series end, but it's setting up some other stuff to come in the near future. But action-packed, emotionally resonant, and it worked so freaking well. If you've been digging that series, no reason you're not going to continue to dig it there. Then we got Batman Superman World's Finest, issue number 30. This has been a great series. We do not have Dan Mora on the artwork here. We have Gleb McKelnoff, and the art is all right, but the story's still pretty decent. It's a nice self-contained one-and-done story about the first mission of Superman Batman working with Wonder Woman, right? So Batman and Superman and Robin wind up in Themyscira to help Wonder Woman solve a murder mystery, and it's just a nice, simple, light, one-and-done superhero story that kind of reminisces me or reminds me of comics back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Then we got Nightwing issue 117, the penultimate issue of Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo's run, and the penultimate issue of Fallen Grayson. This is the moment where the hero has to break and rise again and then get to the conclusion of everything that's been set up since day one in this run, and it's done in excellent fashion. The artwork by Bruno Redondo is crisp and clean, and it tells the story exceptionally well. It's got a great sense of motion and movement, and the story is really good as well. You also got Bruce. While Nightwing is out of commission, Bruce is acting like Nightwing. There's some nice funny bits that come out of that, so Nightwing was really good. Then we got Wonder Woman issue number 12, a forced absolute power tie-in, distracting from the current story, the outlaw story that we've been diving into, that I've been really enjoying. The last issue of Wonder Woman, I did not like. I did not like it at all. I thought it was a terrible tie-in, and just muddied everything up and threw off the momentum of the book. This one's a little bit better. This one, it's still got art by Tony Daniel, still written by Tom King, but this one is Damian and Diana on a mission to find the whereabouts of Amanda Waller's base from Captain Boomerang, and they're both swapping how to interrogate this guy. And Damian and Diana is not two characters that we typically see together, so it's really cool to see them interact, and I liked it, though it did have a little bit of a trite ending, I might say. I still enjoyed it. Definitely better than the last one. Then we got Superman here with issue number 17, an absolute power tie-in by Josh Williamson and Jamal Campbell. I loved this issue. It's Superman and Zatanna. They are on a mission to try to reignite magic powers, and just like Damian and Diana are characters you don't typically see together, Clark and Zatanna are not typically characters you see together, and Superman's got that interesting relationship with magic, so it's really cool to see him kind of reminisce about his encounters with magic, and now powerless have to deal with the magical aspects of the DCU in the midst of absolute power. But I thought it was a really good tie-in, continuing the story, the main threads that have been established already in Superman, but also continuing on to actually fill in some of the gaps from absolute power, so I thought that was good. Then we've got Dark Knights of Steel, All Winter, issue number 2. Loved this issue. I loved issue number 1, and I loved issue number 2. So Dark Knights of Steel was a really solid DC Universe meets Game of Thrones type thing, right? It's the DC Universe reimagined, recontextualized in like a medieval fantasy kind of situation, right? So this is a continuation of that, and it's about like a northern, I guess it's more of a northern place where there is the all winter that's going on, and everything is iced over and black and white and gray, right? And it's a Slade story. It's Deathstroke. It's Deathstroke in this world. There is a backup story in here that dives in a little bit more with some of the other characters by Tom Taylor and Riccardo Federici. Yeah. But the main story is done by Jay Kristoff and Terso. I love the art. But Slade comes upon his ex-wife, I guess, in a way, and she has this kid who has some kind of crazy ability to bring life back. And the kid's name is Alex, so ... What do you think? Where do you think we're going with that? Who knows, but I'm really enjoying that. The art is really good. Then we've got Jenny Sparks, issue number 1, the first of a new DC Black Label series, written by Tom King with artwork by Jeff Spokes. First up, the art's interesting and cool because one of the things that the art is doing is it's playing with that widescreen format, right? That was really established by books by Brian Hitch in the late 90s and early 2000s. Books like The Authority, books like Ultimates, and of course Ginny Sparks comes from Stormwatch and The Authority by Warren Ellis. Tom King does a decent job of making the character still ring true. Yeah, okay, so Tom King does a good job of making the character ring true and also kind of, I guess, do some kind of allusions and nods to the original stuff by Warren Ellis in the Wildstorm universe. But it's a weird book to, because first of all, it's a DC Black Label book, so it doesn't have to fit, right? It doesn't have to fit, and that's fine. It doesn't fit in continuity, that's cool. But Ginny Sparks, in the DC universe, working with Batman, the premise of this book basically is that she's the one who goes after the superheroes when they go rogue. And in this one, Captain Atom is dealing with some mental issues, and he's dealing with some shit, right? And Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, they send Ginny Sparks after it. First of all, there ain't no way that the Justice League would allow somebody like Ginny Sparks to take care of superhero problems. That doesn't make sense. But it's DC Black Label's not tied in continuity, that's fine. But it damned if it doesn't try to make you think that this is a continuation of Planetary, or not Planetary, but The Authority. And in The Authority, spoilers, but the whole point is that she's the spirit of the 20th century. So when the 20th century ends, she dies. But in here, they talk about how she's 124 years old. They reference all the events in The Authority. But now she's in the DC universe, and The Authority did not take place in the DC universe. I don't know. It doesn't matter because it's DC Black Label. It doesn't have to be tied in. However, it's DC Black Label. What does that mean for mature readers? Okay, there's a lot of cursing in this book, and it's all edited. It's all like, just symbols, right? You get that in a lot of Tom King books. In fact, he's been overdoing it. He's really been overdoing the censored profanity in his books. It's gotten to be kind of a headache at times. He's doing it here too. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not a DC Black Label book? So they can't say fuck? They can't say shit? They can't say bitch? They can't say dick? That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me at all. If you're going to do mature readers books for DC Black Label, have the balls to do DC Black Label mature readers books. Or don't do them at all. And don't do something that's safe and tries to fit for it fits in Planetary, or fuck, it fits in Authority, and it fits in with the DCU. But it doesn't really either way because it doesn't, because the Justice League would never allow Ginny Sparks to be in this kind of position, and Ginny dies at the end of The Authority. Whatever. That being said, I still liked it. It's got a lot of inspiration as well from some Neil Gaiman Sandman work, in my opinion. When you read it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, to recap on the DC books, Ginny Sparks was good, but it's trying too hard to try to fit for everybody, if that makes sense. Then we got Dark Knights of Steel All Winter. Really liked that one. Superman, a really solid Absolute Power tie-in. So was Wonder Woman. Really cool to see Diana and Damian interact. That was awesome. Nightwing, leading up to a very exciting climax and finale. Then we got Batman, Superman, World's Finest, issue number 30. A nice, solid, one-and-done issue. And then Green Lantern, War Journal number 12. A great encapsulation of this series and a fantastic cover by my boy, Mark Spears. And that has been your DC Sneak Peek. All right, let's take a look at the comments. Have I watched Fall? What's Fall? Is Fall something new? The only Fall that I'm thinking of is The Fall, which is a Tarsem movie, his follow-up to The Cell, but I don't think that's what you're talking about. So just let me know. Hey, what's up, Billy? How you doing? Just once can I have a Batman murder mystery case where Bruce is the killer? What? Okay. How about one where he's the accused and then becomes the fugitive? Check out Batman Bruce Wayne Murderer and Batman Bruce Wayne Fugitive. Name Changer says, I'm liking Wonder Woman. I've been liking Wonder Woman as well. Billy says, Tom King does a decent job of nothing. I guess we know how you feel. The Glock says, good comics are $3.99, lame ones are $8.99. Maybe for your wallet. But what about for your head? I'd rather pay $8.99 for an exercised, really good comic that has some great art and some great story, and it's dense and it's got some nice complex themes, and it's something I can reread than just disposable $3.99 garbage. But you know what? We all, to each their own. I like disposable trash and elevated stuff, so I like best. I'm the best of both worlds for me. Hey, what's up, Fable? How you doing, man? Hope you had a great show on Friday, man. Sorry I couldn't be there. Chocos, what is up? Yeah, just in time for the DC sneak peek. See, I tell you, you're always right on time. I am doing much better, Fable. Thank you. Fall is a horror movie for people with fear of heights like me. I've not seen it. Is it just a movie about somebody falling for an hour and a half? Anissa says, okay, hear me out. Batman is not a good guy. He captures Bane, Jokers, and knowing that they will get out and kill again, yet does not kill them. He is, in fact, not morally right in that. Also go to therapy. Yeah, Anissa, he should go to therapy, but I don't know. Some would say that he would be stooping to the level of the villains by killing them. Punisher kills his villains. Does it stop any murder from happening? Not in the Marvel Universe. But who cares, right? The Authority killed their villains. Those villains never came back. Damn, they killed God. They actually reference that in that one. All right. 9-Panel Grid says, I imagine Fall is just a 2-hour loop of that scene in Bill and Ted 2 where they're falling to hell. Hell yeah. All right. Have no fear. Spoiler free here. But it's time to dive into an early HorrorFest review. All right, y'all. Spoiler free. It's time to get into my thoughts on Alien Romulus. You know, we're going to start this whole thing over because I don't know the names of anybody that's in this movie. Romulus. So let me at least get to the IMDb page. Kaylee Spaney. Who's the director is like Fede Alvarez? Fede, how do I say? Is it Fede Alvarez or Fede? Fede? How am I supposed to say this? Somebody help me. Fede Alvarez? Fuck, I did look all this up beforehand. But I don't remember it. All right, let's start that again. All right, everybody, it's time to get into a spoiler-free review of Alien Romulus. All right, everybody, so Alien Romulus came out in theaters a few days ago, earlier last week, I guess, right? And it's directed by Fede Alvarez, who did Don't Breathe and the Evil Dead remake, 2 movies I've never seen. So I've never seen any of his stuff, right? But I've heard great things about those movies and about his work in particular. And I am also a fan of the Alien franchise, so much so that I enjoy Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I like every Alien movie I've ever seen except for Alien Resurrection. This movie is no exception. I liked it as well. I thought that the main character, Rain, played by Kaylee Spaney, was pretty solid. All of the performances in this movie were solid. I was engaged in the story. I was down with everything. And the movie does a great job of encapsulating tension, suspense, fear, horror, and atmosphere and mood. And it also does that with the music. I think it's got really solid music. Now, the other characters are interesting as well, but they don't get too much time to really get developed, and maybe they could have developed them a little bit more and restructured some things around. But aside from that, it's got great throwbacks to the original Alien movie. It's got great setup for the upcoming Aliens movie, because this movie is set in between Alien and Aliens, and it even goes back in vibes with Prometheus, right? But my favorite performance is David Johnson as Andy, who is kind of like a brother to our main character. Now, I don't want to dive too deep into this character because this is a spoiler-free review, but he was awesome, and he was by far my favorite character in the movie. But like I said, it's got great atmosphere. The sets are amazing, and I've heard other people mention this, but one of my favorite things about this movie is that they're using that retro tech. It really feels like it's the same technology from Alien. Everything feels blue collar. Everything feels worn down. All the computer monitors are CRTs and stuff like that. The Alien looks classic. The Xenomorph looks absolutely fantastic. They're using practical effects. There is some CG there, and there is even, we'll get to that, but for the most part, the aliens are done using practical effects, and it works. There are some nods, of course, to the original movie and other movies, some things that they're trying to, flourish out, some things they're trying to build on, and also just scenes that they're representing. So all in all, I thought Alien Romulus was pretty solid. But I wouldn't say it's perfect, nor would I say it's as good as I think other people are saying it is. I think it's okay. I think it's good. I can't get into spoilers. So check us out this upcoming Sunday night on Dylan's Horror Show as we kick off HorrorFest on Dylan's Horror Show with Alien Romulus at 9:30 Central Time, where I will be going into my full-on thoughts, and I may even go watch the movie one more time before that. So without spoiling it, the movie is really good, and then in the third act, it falls apart a little bit for me. There are decisions that are made. First of all, this movie is filled with a lot of weird decisions, both in the movie by the characters and also outside of the movie by the creators. There's some weird directions that this movie goes in its end, right? And it's one of those movies kind of like Dark Knight where it's got a couple different endings, right? It's not quite Return of the King bad where there's like 8 endings, but there are like 2 endings. And I don't know how I feel about that because it's reminiscent of some stuff that I don't like in Alien Resurrection, but at the same time, it's stuff that's like fulfilling things that were set up in the Prometheus movie and Alien Covenant. So I don't really know how I feel about it yet, and I can't really dive too deep into my feelings on it right now without spoiling the movie. And I don't want to spoil the movie because I think people are going to like this movie. It is going back to the horror roots of Alien. The original Alien movie by Ridley Scott is a masterpiece. It's great. It's one of the greatest horror movies of all time. Aliens is a lot of people's favorites. It's more of a sci-fi action movie, but that's fine. This movie kind of combines elements of both of those things, but it really does treat itself as a horror movie first and foremost, and I really appreciate that. The music, I like the music. It's using some of the Jerry Goldsmith stuff, but at the same time, it's doing its own thing. And at times, it even has this like 2001 quality to it. Very creepy, eerie, spacey choral type stuff that I really like. So I thought the performances were great. I thought the characters were fine enough. But some of the outside of the main character and her brother, none of the characters really get fleshed out much. And the aliens are dope. Right? Like it all, everything, the way it works, you got the face huggers and they're doing their thing and there's way more of them than you typically see. And I had a lot of fun with it. But there are some decisions made in that third act that I question just a little bit because it doesn't always fully make sense. I don't know. I have to think about it some more. Honestly, I just watched it today. It was a great theater experience. I watched it in IMAX and it was a full theater. It was really fun. Somebody was in my seat, but I didn't weird stretch. I just sat in another seat. It was fine. It always fucking happens to me sometimes. Pisses me off. And I showed up a little bit late, so that's kind of my own fault. But I could have been like, get out of my fucking seat. But then I've been having to sit next to a sweaty, big, fat dude, and I did not want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I just moved over. I just moved over. But anyway, I thought it was all right. I thought the movie was good. Like, and I was really vibing with this movie. And then towards the end, I start going, really? That's how we're going to do that? Oh, we're doing that? Isn't that like this in that movie? And like, I don't know. That's not quite sitting right with me right now. But it's not even a nitpick, but it is a thing about the movie that I don't like. And it's all involving the third act of the film. It's all involving the third act of the film, and I cannot dive too deep into it. Yeah. Performances are great. The practical effects are great. There is a really wonky decision to bring back a character or a character that looks like a character from the first movie. And it's utilizing CG, and it looks bad. It looks really, really bad. It looks really bad. And I did not like that at all. So that's another thing I did not like about it. Did not like that. Did not like an element of the ending. I did not like some of the decisions that some of the characters made in the movies. But all in all, it's still really solid, and it's a great return to the horror roots of Alien. So Alien Romulus, I think is pretty solid. I don't think it's as good as maybe other people are saying it is, but I'll give it a very enthusiastic 3.5 ya digs. What do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. And check out my full spoiler review on Dylan's Horror Show on Sunday night. All right, so there we go. Chill Out Man says, I'm spoiling everything. Alien Romulus has no boobs, no schlock, and not even a 69 scene. The movie is freaking weak. Eric says, great. Now I imagine the xenomorph staring longingly at the heroine of the movie like Samwise and Frodo. Rogue Collecting says, I liked the last act, but I can see why some wouldn't. I got to think about it. I think I need to rewatch the movie, and I got to think about it. I got to think about it some more to see how I really feel about it. But did not parts of that make you think of Alien Resurrection without trying to spoil things? Need to rewatch for sure, says Rogue Collecting. He gives it a 4 out of 5. Nine Panel Grid says Alien Covenant is an underappreciated movie. Like or dislike Prometheus all you want, but Covenant slaps. Hell yeah. Chill Out Man says, same Robbie. I love most all Alien movies. Hey, what's up, James? What's up, Chicago? What did you like better, Alien Romulus or Prey? Both trying to revitalize their franchises. I don't remember what I gave Prey. I like Prey, but Prey was too much of a copy-paste for me. Like, I liked Prey. And I like Alien Romulus, but there are elements of Alien Romulus that I like more. Like the atmosphere, the way the technology looks, the sound design. The sound design is incredible in Alien Romulus. All of the Fede Alvarez is a master at building the suspense. I really want to check out Don't Breathe and his Evil Dead movie now because I want to see what else he can do, because Alien Romulus was almost there for me. Like the whole movie, I'm just like, they fucking did it. They fucking finally did it. They fucking finally made an Alien movie that's like worthy of the name Alien. And then I'm like, she's really doing that? That seems like that's going to be more of a problem in the long run than an easy solution now. And then I'm like, the writers chose to do that? Really? Really? And then I'm like, there's like I said, there's some wonky CG involving bringing back a character or somebody that looks like a character. It's just kind of wonky. CTA Frank says 3 out of 5. So I guess if I had to just pick right now, Alien Romulus, I think I like better than Prey. Prey was good, though. I enjoyed it. Evil Face Bad says Prey was good. I think we did Prey on Dylan's Horror Show last year for HorrorFest, I believe. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, another horror movie review and a little bit of show and tell here on Rockin Robbie Live.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact. Taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real. But how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't playing no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey Dynamite fans, this Wednesday, August 21st, we have Justice Docs number 5 in stores by Roger Landers and Carla Lauro, with covers by Jaylene June Chung, Roger Langridge, Francesco Tomaselli, and Trish Forstner. Some amazing covers for this issue. Again, Justice Docs number 5 in stores this Wednesday, August 21st.
51 movies across 3 channels, the bloodiest, most transgressive HorrorFest lineup yet. Bloodiest, most transgressive HorrorFest lineup of all time, and it all kicks off on August 19th. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Billups. We've had a great show already. We did the DC sneak peek. We talked about Alien Romulus. We talked about a bunch of other stuff. And we've had a great time already on the most triumphant return of Rockin Robbie Live. And we will be back next week and the week after that, and so on and so forth. We may have to pause on some Sundays when I have to go do another ghost hunt or UFO hunt, or try to hunt down Sasquatch in the wooded areas of Alabama. So we'll see what happens. But we plan on doing these more and more. The breaks are over for now. For this point, let's see what happens. I'm not going to overpromise. Rockin Robbie Live is back, though. Okay, so there you go. All right. You should follow Pop Culture Philosophers on Facebook and on Instagram. You should join the PCP Army on Facebook if you haven't already. You can follow me on X at @TheRockinRobbie. Check out popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts, blogs, and a whole lot more. If you want to support the channel, you can do so over at patreon.com/PCP, like these fine PCP patrons right there. We really do appreciate the support. It really helps us out. You can also drop a super chat, which we haven't had in over a month. I don't think we've had a super chat in over a month. So there hasn't been a Hellboy song. There hasn't been the celebration. Also, tips are now accepted through Cash App. Robbie Bills is my Cash App info, and it's up there at the top. All support is appreciated, but all we really need is you to be here to like, share, subscribe, and join the conversation. We got HorrorFest kicking off tomorrow night, y'all. We are on the eve of HorrorFest. So tomorrow night, HorrorFest kicks off on PCP Movie Night at 8 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be talking about the Paranormal Activity franchise. And then Thursday, join us as we talk with Omar. That's right, the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition will be joining us here on the channel at 6 p.m. Central Time. And then right after that, check out Blood Splatter Chatter's HorrorFest kickoff with Carrie. And then we got Joe Casey coming on the channel Friday at 2 p.m. Central Time. So Friday afternoon, join us for a conversation with Joe Casey. But HorrorFest Week 1 kicks off tomorrow night. Paranormal Activity franchise, that's going to be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central. Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central on Blood Splatter Chatter. Check out Carrie. And then next week after Rockin Robbie Live at 9:30 p.m. Central on Dylan's Horror Show, Alien Romulus, and that's where you're going to be able to hear more of my full-on spoilery thoughts about Alien Romulus, and I'm going to try to kick in one more watch of that movie. All right, we still got a bonus HorrorFest movie review coming up and a little bit of show and tell, but let's take a look at the chat. Let's see what's going on. Do. Hey, Starscream is in the house. How you doing? Evil Face Bad says, finishing up that beer and Doritos. Thomas says, Doritos, regular or ranch? Evil Face Bad says, regular, ran out of ranch. So I guess by regular, we all mean nacho cheese. I guess that's what we mean by regular. And Thomas, if you want to know, and maybe you didn't really ask, but my favorite Dorito between the two, Cool Ranch and nacho cheese, is nacho cheese. But my favorite Dorito of all time is the taco Doritos, the ones from the 80s. They bring them back occasionally. There was also, if y'all remember, there was a Taco Bell themed one, Taco Supreme, right? And then there was a Pizza Hut themed one too, right? If you guys remember that one, like Pizza Supreme maybe. There's been a lot of great Dorito flavors. Sour cream and onion is a great one. Guacamole, I wish they bring that back. The what is it? Jumpin' Jack, the Pepper Jack one or whatever. That shit's good. Yeah, they've taken away some really good Doritos flavors. But I'm still just a nacho cheese guy. But the tacos, the taco Doritos are my favorite. I love those things, man. I do like Cool Ranch Doritos. Here's a weird thing I used to do when I was a kid. I would eat Cool Ranch Doritos, and I would, on the bag, they had like the bowl of ranch or whatever, and I would like pretend to dip it in the ranch for some reason when I was a kid. Very weird. Very weird thing I used to do. I didn't pretend to dip the nacho cheese ones into the cheese wedge that was on the front. They don't even do that anymore, do they? Man, I'm nostalgic about that. Speaking of nostalgia, did y'all hear about the Taco Bell nostalgia menu coming out? Bruh, I'm so excited. They're bringing back items from various decades to Taco Bell. They're testing it this week in some California locations, but it's coming back nationwide later on this year. But from the 2000s, they're bringing back the caramel apple empanada. From the 90s, they're bringing back the beef gordita supreme. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Very excited for that. From the 80s, they're bringing back the Mexi Melt, y'all. That's fucking awesome. From the 70s, they're bringing back the green burrito. I don't remember the green burrito at Taco Bell. This may have been before my time, but it seems like it's just a bean burrito with some green chili sauce on it. There is a place in my town. It's a very famous Tex-Mex place called Bandito Burrito, and they have a green burrito, and it's delicious. It's one of my favorite things there. And then from the 60s, they're bringing back the tostada. One of my favorite items at Taco Bell's history is the tostada. I cannot wait for it to come back, but if they really want to bring it back in its original form, it's got to have that black olive slice on it. At least two black olive slices. But anyway, I'm very excited for that news, as one can imagine. Hey, Bobby, what is up? JB, how you doing, my man? Eric says, damn it, I just cashed out Rockin Robbie Pills. No, it's Robbie Bills. It's pinned at the top. Somebody, is there a Rockin Robbie Pills? That would be hilarious, though. Robbie Pills just like, whoa. This is Hey, what's up, Jay? How you doing, my man? Good to see you, buddy. I miss the salsa ones. Not salsa verde, but the salsa Doritos. I remember those. So in Britain, they also just have the regular cheese ones. I've had those, and those are actually pretty good, too. I remember the salsa ones, though. I like the spicy nacho ones as well. Flamin' Hot Doritos are okay. There's something about the Flamin' Hot flavor that I don't typically like. But I do love Flamin' Hot Funyuns. Like, I love Flamin' Hot Funyuns. And Flamin' Hot Cheetos are okay, too. On Doritos, I guess they're all right. Yeah, I guess they're all right. Yeah. They better not be testing the seafood salad. Dude, no, they'll never do that shit again. The seafood salad made so many people sick. And then what is crazy is they tried it again. They tried to do like shrimp tacos. I remember this in like the early 2000s. And like, there's like no way not eating seafood from Taco Bell. I know a lot of people talk shit about Taco Bell. And I think it's all mostly bullshit, right? I think it's mostly bullshit. That's just me. That's what I think. But ain't no way I'm eating seafood from fucking Taco Bell. Ain't no fucking way. Just no fucking way. Hey, Blood Splatter Chatter's in the house. Verno, I've been running that trailer. Ain't had no problem yet, so maybe it's short enough, man. Blood Splatter Chatter says, the Flamin' Hot Funyuns was the name of my band in high school. Cool. That does sound like a good name for a band. The Flamin' Hot Funyuns. We're here to rock your asses off. Let's play that shit again. Let's play the HorrorFest trailer again. In honor of Verno, who's the one who made this trailer. Let's get ready, y'all. Here we are, the eve of HorrorFest. Here we go. 51 movies across 3 channels. The bloodiest, most transgressive HorrorFest lineup yet. Bloodiest, most transgressive HorrorFest lineup of all time, and it all kicks off on August 19th. All right, let's go through that lineup once again. I'm not going to name them because y'all can read. If you can't read, I'm sorry. Somebody just type it out. going to be the bloodiest, most transgressive HorrorFest lineup yet. So there you go. Robbie, which Alien comic would you recommend? I would recommend the very first Alien comic. The very first one Dark Horse ever did. It's got some great usage of screen tone. Or is it Duo Shade? I think it might be Duo Shade, actually. It's good stuff. Hive is a good one, too. The earlier ones, I think, are the better ones. But that's just me. Mad Bomber says, I'm a little behind. If Taco Bell is doing nostalgia, the 3 items they should bring back is the enchilada, the tostada, and the Mexi Nuggets. Well, they brought back, they're bringing back the tostadas and the Mexi Melts. Not the Mexi Nuggets, though. And they're not bringing back the enchiladas. I don't remember that. Are you talking about the enchilito? They should bring back the enchilito. They brought it back last year. Or was it earlier this year? It was last year. It was smaller. It was like limited. You could only get it like through the app or some shit like that. But the enchilito was my shit. It was my jam. It was my shit. So there you go. Chill Out Man says, I'm not watching Maxine until I get a ball of Coke in a bottle. I heard it's based in the 80s. Yeah, it's totally in the 80s. If that's what you want to do, that would be very appropriate. Jay says, my wife really dug Fire and Stone from Dark Horse. I remember that. They did Alien, and they did Predator, and they did Aliens versus Predator, and they did Prometheus. It was like 4 series kind of tied together in some kind of way. Bobby, did your Cash App thing go through? I don't know. Do I not get a notification? I guess I don't. I haven't even checked. Let me check. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, there's notifications. Oh, I can invite friends to get $10. Anybody want an invite? Yeah, I don't know. How do I find... I'm new to this app, man. I have no idea what I'm doing here. How do I know if I have money? I figured I'd get an app. Or I figured I'd get like a notification or something. Man, I have no idea what the hell's going on here. Oh, they want me to add a photo? Not now. I'm trying to figure this shit out. I don't know. Oh, there's a different button there. I don't know. It says I have nothing in there. So, I guess not. Is it like $ Robbie Bills? It's up there in the... Yeah, I guess not. I guess I don't have money. Well, I appreciate the effort, Bobby. Bobby sent $4 to somebody. Robbie Pills. That's hilarious. Anybody use Cash App? How do you get a notification when you get something? I have no idea. Yeah, they're not showing me anything. Sorry, Bobby. I appreciate the effort. I really do. Hey, what's up, Thor? How you doing? Yes, you get a notification. Okay. No, I have not got any Cash Apps. I guess those went to Robbie Pills. I'll type it in the chat if anybody's interested. But this is apparently what you send it to. That's it right there. All right. Let's get on getting on. Let's get everything set up here. I'm sorry you sent that to Robbie Pills instead of Robbie Bills, because if not, then we would have been singing the Hellboy song. Thor wants to know who is ready for HorrorFest. I'm fucking ready for HorrorFest. Look at that beautiful lineup for HorrorFest right there. It's good stuff. All right. All right, it's time for another bonus pre-HorrorFest horror movie review. Sorry, I'm just getting everything ready. All right. Let me get a drink of my Gatorade Zero. Here we go. Get ready. All right, and thanks to our friends over at Celluloid Dreams, they sent me a movie I had never seen, a 1972 giallo called The Case of the Bloody Iris, and that's what we're about to talk about. All right, so The Case of the Bloody Iris is a 1972 Italian giallo. Giallos are like Italian murder mysteries. Sometimes they're horror films, sometimes not really. A lot of people like to do this thing where they distinguish between giallo and thrillers and murder mysteries versus horror films. It's all, to me, under the umbrella of horror. I'm a huge Italian horror fan. I'm a huge giallo fan, but I've not really dived too deep into some of the history of giallo. Like, I'm familiar with Lucio Fulci's work, Dario Argento's work, Mario Bava's work, but I wasn't familiar with this movie. I had never even heard of it. It's directed, according to Wikipedia, by Anthony Ascott, written by Ernesto Gastaldi, produced by Luciano Martino, and starring George Hilton, Edwig Finnick, and Paola Quadrinci, and a bunch of other names that I probably shouldn't even be trying to pronounce here. Bruno Nicolai doing the music. I really liked this movie. So when they first told me that they had this movie, The Case of the Bloody Iris, and I think this might be Celluloid Dreams' first release. I could be wrong on that. They could have done something in the past, but I'm not familiar with it. And I'm not familiar with a lot about this movie, but I was really, really blown away by this movie. First of all, Edwig Finnick, I believe that's how you pronounce that. She, or is it Edwig Finnick? I don't know. She is gorgeous. She is absolutely brilliantly gorgeous, but she's also an incredibly perfect actor, especially for this role. She's a model, right? And she's being stalked by this killer because she has moved into this apartment in which the previous tenant had been killed by a mysterious murderer, right? And there's many like conventions that get kind of thrown or inverted here, like the tan brown gloves instead of the black gloves and things like that. So like it's got all of the trappings of typical giallo, but it's subverting certain expectations and it's doing things slightly different. She is amazing. And it has an elevator kill. It's one of the first kills in the movie that I know. We've talked about Dress to Kill here before, and Brian De Palma swears up and down that Dress to Kill is not influenced by giallo or Italian cinema, and he's straight up lying. I know for a fact he is straight up lying now, because this elevator scene is totally got to be the inspiration for one of the opening scenes in Dress to Kill. George Hilton's in the movie too. Apparently him and what's her name? Edwig. I can't pronounce that right, but I should have researched it a little bit better. They got a great chemistry in this movie. I think they do a great job. He's like the dude he's like an architect. He's the one that hooks her up with this apartment. He becomes kind of a little bit of a red herring. There's a lot of red herrings in the movie. There's a lot of characters that are surrounding this movie, right? So, I mean, like I said, the basic plot is there's a dude who killed somebody in this apartment. Now she and her friend models take over this apartment. They got a bunch of weird neighbors, some of them very sexy, some of them very nosy, and a lot of red herrings. And there is a moment in this movie where I figured out who the killer was and even the motivation, but they still kept me guessing. Then there's like the detective, right? So usually in these gialli, there are like very incompetent detectives, but this one's a little bit more like on the nose, trying to figure it out, actively working on it. But he's got this weird quirk where he collects stamps, and it's really humorous. The movie has a lot of fun, but it's also incredibly stylistic. It's got great camera angles using interesting perspectives and camera movements. It's not just stylish with the way that the camera's being used, but also just with the setting, the sets, and the costumes and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we're not quite talking about Argento level or where even Argento would eventually get with movies like Suspiria and Tenebrae and Deep Red, but like, it's right up there with it. The movie really shocked and surprised me. I was expecting some sleazy, trashy movie, and yeah, I got elements of sleaze. I got elements of trash, but I also got a lot of style. I got a lot of character. I got a lot of humor. I got a lot of tension. I got a lot of really cool stuff in this movie that I heavily enjoyed. So let's talk about the Blu-ray. So this is what they sent me, and it is a masterful job. Celluloid Dreams, pretty sure they're a new kid on the block, but I love boutique. Like, here's the thing, y'all. Blu-rays, physical media, it's dying out. So it's up to people like Scream Factory. It's up to people like Arrow Video. It's up to people like Kino Lorber, right? Or Lorba, whatever that one is. It's up to these companies to keep these movies alive, to keep these films being preserved, because otherwise they're either streaming or they're not. And I hate the idea that at any moment a streamer can be like, nope, we're done. And it's just gone. And all of a sudden we're dealing with lost films that we can't find. We deal with that here on the channel all the time. But as long as companies like Celluloid Dreams are in business, that ain't going to happen. This is a movie I'd never heard of, right? And they reached out to me. They wanted me to, like, hey, we'll send it to you if you want to check it out. I was like, of course I want to check it out. 1972, Italian giallo, murder mystery I've never heard of, Case of the Bloody Iris, and then, like, just look at the images, right? Like, that was the cover I saw when I looked it up. I was like, yeah, let's check it out, right? So thank you so much to our friends at Celluloid Dreams. I will definitely be keeping my eyes out for anything that you put out, especially if it's in the vein of, you know, of like cult horror films and things like that. If you do anything else from Italy, like, definitely let me know, because I loved this. All right, so first of all, let's talk about this. It's got a great slip cover that's reversible in case you want the Italian name there. And you can also have the English name on the side to display, or the Italian name. I really like that. Also, when they shipped this to me, look how perfect that slip is. It's because they sent it to me flat within the package. So I popped it and put it on myself. Then there's the regular cover, and it also has a reversible cover, which is the same cover but with the Italian language title, so you can display however you want. I love stuff like this. This contains a 4K as well as a Blu-ray. I don't have a 4K player yet. I do have a 4K TV, but I don't have the 4K player yet. So I watched the Blu-ray, and I was very satisfied with the picture quality. It looked amazing. Now, I've heard that it even looks better in 4K, but I'll tell you this. I went online, and there are clips of this movie that are on YouTube that you can find from, I guess, the previous releases or things like that. Yo, it is ridiculous how amazingly crisp this looks. The colors are bright and vibrant. Everything looks amazing. The sound mix here is impeccable. The music is strong. The music's got that like 70s Italian vibe to it, but it does dive in a little bit more into atmospheric horror at times. I loved it. The murder mystery kept me guessing, but there was a moment, but I watch a lot of these things. There was a moment where I was like, it's this person because of this reason. And then in the movie, they made me doubt myself. They made me doubt myself a couple times. You watch these movies, there's a lot of red herrings, but these are all legitimate red herrings that do keep you guessing, even if you figure it out. So even though I figured it out, when the reveal happened, I got really excited. I was like, yes, I figured it out. It wasn't something that was so obvious that it took me out of the movie. I was entranced by this movie. I talked about this movie being stylish, and it is. It's also incredibly sexy. There is a lot of sexy stuff going on in this movie. First of all, our main character is a model, so you see plenty of her, you see plenty of her friend, you see plenty of everybody else. You got some great kills in here. There is one kill in here that it's a good one because I don't want to describe it, but it involves a bathtub and drowning, but the way in which it's done is so just freaking heartless that I absolutely loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. This movie looked amazing. It sounded amazing. And the movie was so freaking good and something that's worthy of being remastered and repackaged and put out in a glorious package like this. Now, they also sent me these dope-ass lobby cards along with it. And these are amazing. And these aren't super flimsy. These are super, super sturdy. You could use them for like comic book backing boards if you really wanted to. But what you really need to do is just keep them around and maybe display them. But these are all freaking awesome. I was really amazed at the humor in the movie as well. It's very funny. And most of the humor comes from the detectives. There's like a captain and the dude that's working for him. He's like Brad Pitt in the Ocean's movie where he's always eating. And there's just funny little bits like the stamp bit. There's the dude George Hilton plays is like, he's like hemophobic and that becomes like a whole bit. But man, these lobby cards are super cool. So you get extra stuff. It is sexy. It is stylish. It is transgressive. It is subversive. And it is awesome. And if that wasn't enough, check this crazy shit out. I've got a case of the Bloody Iris mouse pad that they sent along with it. So maybe they were trying to butter me up, but they didn't have to. This is a great movie and a movie that I definitely wanted in my collection. So thank you so much, Celluloid Dreams. And just such a great job putting this package together. It is a beautiful Blu-ray with great picture quality, great sound for a great movie, a great slip, and just the care. It's like this seems like a company that knows, right? They sent me the slipcover flattened so there would be no damage on it. And there was no damage on it, right? Everything came flawless. They sent me a mouse pad. Now, I have this like giant mouse pad here that I can use, but yeah, this is definitely my travel mouse pad now, 100%. And the lobby cards. I'm a sucker for extra stuff like this. Let's see if I can try to do the Italian name. Perche quel stron goce de sangue sol corpo de Jennifer. I have no. Oh, the other thing is she comes from like a sex cult. Not a sex cult. She is married to a dude. She was married to a dude who wanted to share her with his sex cult. She decided to leave. So there's a lot of characterization that's going on and a lot of show don't tell. Like the hemophobia from the other character from George Hilton plays, like that gets revealed at a certain point in the movie in a very powerful way. The images are shocking. Oh, that's very shocking sexy. The movie is sexy. The movie is stylish. It's a sexy, stylish murder mystery that just... Hold on, let me think about this. Because maybe they want to pull quote. Who knows? Who knows, right? Let's think. Who is the director? It's Anthony Ascott. So, and I'm not familiar with his work. So I definitely want to check out more stuff from him, more stuff from this era, more stuff from Celluloid Dreams, 100%. So let me think about this. It's a sexy and stylish. Hold on. We're going to get this together. It's a sexy and stylish murder mystery that oozes sophistication and sensuality. And Celluloid Dreams does an amazing job of packaging this and bringing it to the populace in a perfectly realized way for the modern audience. It's a great job making this film Like, the film itself is great, but also the idea of the remaster and the packaging of this film is top-notch. For the movie, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5, you digs. And for the packaging, for the transfer, for the commentaries, there's a great commentary on there that I was listening to a little bit of, and there's some great special features. These are people who care about curating movies, right? And just based on that, I'll give it a 5 alone. All day long, perfect score. So that's what I thought about The Case of the Bloody Iris. All right. Good to do that. I've been owing that to them for probably a month or so now. I just watched it Friday night, though, and I really love that movie. I really did like it. Which one is your favorite amongst them? What, Italian giallo, like Jolly? Deep Red and Tenebrae? Yeah, but I'm an Argento slut, so. Hey, what's up, Mike? Mike was going to recommend Bloody Iris for March Madness or next year's HorrorFest. It's a good one. Gonna have to check it out 100%, says Blood Splatter Chatter. Buried Alive. Italian Goblin did that music. Buried Alive, okay. Thought you were about to say another buried movie from Italy. We don't talk about that one here. What city does it take place in? I don't remember. I don't remember what city it takes place in. I watched it with the Italian language, which was definitely better, apparently, because in the commentary, there's a character in there who's like a photographer who they say they really, in the English dub, really overdid the homosexual nature of his voice, very like stereotypical, kind of throws you out of the character. All the characters really pop in this movie. It's really good. And I'm not even just trying to blow smoke up a Celluloid Dreams ass to try to get more review material from them, but like, no, this is incredibly well done. Like, it's well done. There have been Scream Factory movies where I've gotten and I popped it in and I went, I'm glad this movie exists. I'm glad it exists in this format, but they could have done better with this transfer. They could have done better with the sound mix. No, the sound mix, the transfer, the restoration, everything looks amazing on this new Blu-ray. I highly recommend it, y'all. Highly recommend it. It is a very super sexy movie. All right. Now it's time for show and tell. We've already been showing off a lot of stuff. But let's show off some more. So McDonald's got those new collector glasses or whatever for the new the adult Happy Meal. I want the glass that has like the Grimace and the Fry Kids and everything, but the one that I got was the one with the Hot Wheels and the Barbie. But you know what? That's really cool too, because that's something very nostalgic for me. Is I remember going to McDonald's and they'd be like, "What do you want? The boy toy or the girl toy?" And basically it was like Barbie or Hot Wheels or something like that. But yeah, so I got me one of those. These aren't really glass though; they're like plastic. Whatever. At least they're doing those things again. My boy Mike is here. He hooked me up with some VHS. I want to show those off. There's An American Tale on VHS. Shout out to our boy Fievel. How about From Russia with Love on VHS? Sealed. It's still sealed, y'all. From Russia with Love, the second James Bond movie. How about this one? A damned classic. Tom Cruise and Days of Thunder. We covered this at the beginning of Cruise Choice this year. Hell yeah. Jesus. Oh, drop that one. How about Oliver and Company for some clamshell Disney goodness? Speaking of clamshell Disney goodness, how about one of my favorite Disney movies of all time? The Aristocats. Mike, you really outdid it again. Thank you so much. Let's move some stuff around. Make some room. I wanted to point out that Den Book 2 is here from Richard Corbin. I have not cracked this one open yet because I still have not read my book 1. So I need to read book 1. I need to read book 2. This is Richard Corbin's Den. It's going to be finally available in collected form complete. Dark Horse is doing a great job with these Richard Corbin, the Richard Corbin library. 3 releases so far: Murky World, Den Book 1, Den Book 2. Den Book 2, or 3 and 4 are coming very, very soon, and there will be more. Got the latest issue of Horror Hound in this last week, issue 102. It's got Spotlight on Army of Darkness, as well as the Return to Spirit Halloween into stores, Longlegs, and Funko. Wasn't really a Longlegs fan, and the more I think about it, the more I don't. I love it when they do these retrospectives, though, because they have all the toys, they have all the VHS releases and all kinds of stuff, so I bet they'll have the VHS releases I used to have, because I still have a couple, but then I had one. Yep, that's the one right there. That one right there was the one I had that with the alternate ending that absolutely rocks. That was such a cool release. I got to get that again. So those are the 2 that I currently have right there. And I've had those in the past, and then that was the one I had for the longest time, and I want to get that one back. Speaking of VHS, I showed these off from Fable's show a couple weeks ago. But Transformers, the animated series, this is the first 2 episodes. So like 1 episode per VHS and these huge ass sets, but definitely super cool. These have been at my shop for a while, and the owner of the shop looked at me and he was like, take these home, see if they work. If you want them, just we'll figure it out. So, yep, they're mine. There you go. And I got to give a major shout out to my boy Chris EP, who always finds the greatest stuff. And he found this immediately before anybody else. And he hooked your boy up with the Ninja Turtles pizza thrower. Y'all, I had this when I was a kid. I very specifically remember getting this. My grandmother was the best. She took me and got me this toy. My grandmother would spoil the shit out of me. She would take me to McDonald's so I could get chicken McNuggets. And then she would take me to the Wendy's that was right next to it to get chili. And I remember very specifically getting, one night in particular, getting chili from Wendy's, McNuggets with honey from McDonald's, and then taking home from Walmart my pizza thrower and my Bebop figure. So I'm going to recreate that very, very soon. I'm going to have some Wendy's chili. I'm going to have some McDonald's McNuggies, and I'm going to open up that pizza thrower, and we're going to reminisce about good times and simpler days. Yeah, the pizza thrower was the shit. You know what I'm saying. How many of you own the face hugger bucket? No, I don't. I don't buy the crazy popcorn buckets. I should, though, and just flip them on eBay. You're right, Frankenfrog. Everybody wants to be a cat because the cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. All right. And now it's time for your very own official Final 5. All right, going through the DVD collection, there's one I've never upgraded. I believe this might be on Criterion now, but it's the Day Trippers. I'm a huge Parker Posey fan, so this is definitely a part of my collection. This is a really great movie. If you guys have never seen the Day Trippers, I highly recommend it. This woman, her husband, she thinks is cheating on her. So her sister's boyfriend, and her parents go to the city to try to find out what he's up to. They get more than they bargained for. There's my Criterion DVD of Dazed and Confused. I want to upgrade this to Blu-ray, but I really love the packaging here on this DVD. So even when I upgrade it, I'll probably still keep that. Then we got a double feature of Demolition Man and Over the Top. Y'all, these are 2 great Sylvester Stallone movies. We've already talked about Demolition Man here on the channel. We need to get to Over the Top. Speaking of, earlier we did Kronos by Guillermo del Toro. There's my copy of The Devil's Backbone. I don't have this one on Blu-ray. It's available on Criterion Blu-ray. I need to upgrade for sure because this is an absolute awesome movie. Same with this. Got to upgrade this one. But there's Double Indemnity. Great film noir starring Fred McMurray and who else? Edward G. Robinson, of course. Barbara Stanwyck. Y'all, that's some good movies. Some good classic movies. We need to do more classic movies on PCP Movie Nights. That's what we got to do. All right. that's the show. Thank you all so much for joining us. See, right now, Dylan's Horror Show would be starting if it was next week. So we're tightening up the show just in time for HorrorFest. That's right. HorrorFest is on the way. And it all kicks off tomorrow night with Paranormal Activity, the franchise, on PCP Movie Night at 8 p.m. Central Time. Join us Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time as we invite Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition to the channel to have a chat. And then Joe Casey will be joining us for a chat on Friday afternoon at 2 p.m. Central Time. But don't forget HorrorFest, though. Paranormal Activity, Monday night, Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Time on Blood Splatter Chatter, Carrie. And then next week at 9:30 p.m. Central Time on Dylan's Horror Show, Alien Romulus.
51 movies across 3 channels. The bloodiest, most transgressive HorrorFest lineup yet. Bloodiest, most transgressive HorrorFest lineup of all time, and it all kicks off on August 19th.
All right, everybody, it's been real. It's been great being back. We'll see you tomorrow night for the launch of HorrorFest with Paranormal Activity, the franchise. All right, y'all. Y'all been the best. We'll see ya. Until next time, Station Pop Pop Boom. you out there, Taki. We ain't gonna end this without honoring your super chat. Thank you so much. Taki says, didn't hear about a young man you used to know. Well, let's do it. First super chat in over a month, I believe, y'all. Everybody throw it up for Taki. This one's for you. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to this earth some long time ago to save and or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nana who had sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. And now he fights evil and monsters. Shit. Now he fights with a man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with a fire starter named Chris. And an ectoplasmic mess named Meow. BBLG. Bum. Taki, you're the best. Station. Love y'all. Keep on reading. Keep on living. Keep on dreaming. Keep on loving. Keep on being who you are. And be the best version of who you could be every single day. Strive to reach higher. Strive to be more. Strive to be excellent to each other. And party on. Do.